in the cosmos bright.
Yes, we are.
Stars and ships take flight tonight. In the void where dreams do play. Soul citizens lead the way. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Starry roads in endless skies. Soul citizens we rise. Charting courses never lost. Together the verses crossed. Squadrons call on the horizon. Battles fought, our hearts aren't frightened. In our ships we face the dawn. Soul citizens carry on. Oh, planets spin and light years fly. Boundless space where hopes reside. Brotherhood in every star. Soul citizens, here we are. Borders fade in nebula's light. Unknown worlds will chart tonight. Through the galaxy we soar. Endless journeys at our core. Starry roads in endless skies. Soul citizens we rise. Charting courses never lost. Together the verses cross.
Hey, greetings everybody. Welcome back to Soul Citizens. I am GriffinGamingRPG, and I'm back today with two of my compadres, my good friends and co-hosts, GomabATL and yoyoMeg. What's up? How y'all doing?
Great. Oh, man.
It's been a little while. Y'all okay?
Always good to see you.
Oh, okay.
It's always good to see you, and it's really good to see Meg.
Yeah.
I love this. This right here always gives me life. Like that.
No, that gives life when she has it wrapped, but what gives you real life is when you actually see her when she like pulls it off, you know, and you actually see how much is there. That's what kind of blows your mind, you know?
I saw it in full.
I know.
4K real lifeness. But like, you know what I'm saying? That right there, the peeking out of the I'm here, I'm real. FO. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love it.
Yep.
I love that.
I agree. But you all are both doing well. G, you doing good. GomabATL, everything's all well and fine. You're looking good, man. I'm telling you, you inspiration, brother. I gotta get on that plan. We gotta talk about that plan too, because I gotta tell you about some bad news on my end. But you're looking good, brother.
I got a 6-year-old. She just turned 6 a little bit more than a week ago.
Really? Oh, yeah, I see it. It's coming. It's coming.
I ain't no young dad. So I can't be a young fat dad.
I understand. I understand. That's the truth. That's the truth. I just my daughter just got married as you guys know, so I wasn't here the last couple of weeks. My daughter got married 2 weeks ago, and man, the time flies by, dude. So you're at 6 now. Don't worry, you'll be at 26 before you know it. So it's not gonna take too much time.
Best part is saying they can't hear us.
Really? He says GomabATL is way too quiet. Really? GomabATL is pinning the speakers here. Is everybody else in chat? Is GomabATL soft for you? GomabATL is low. Pop says he's low. Okay, give me a second here. Let me see what I can do to rectify that.
I don't think you want me to do that.
Let me see. No, I'm gonna do it on my end, whatever it is. I don't want you to have to adjust anything. All right, GomabATL, give him a test 1 2.
Test 1 2. Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Is that better or no, gang?
Meg, say something.
Yo-yo's low too? Really?
Hello.
Okay, we hear you guys loud and clear. They're low. All right, let me boost them. Try it now, guys.
Hello.
A little one more time.
Check 1 2.
Is that better? Is that better? That should be better. Better? One more time, you two.
Go ahead, Meg.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Colossal says a
Out of
little
the night
better.
that covers me black as the pit from pole to pole.
A bit better. Are you guys kidding me? One more time, guys.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
GomabATL, go ahead and talk.
Look, I was gonna troll them and talk softly. I want to get past this.
Okay, Meg is good. GomabATL is what? Is GomabATL good, y'all?
He said, "How about this? Look. Let me turn it up on my end.
Oh wow. Okay.
Am I blowing you out?
Yeah, no, I got it. I have to turn you down on my monitor. That's all. You're good. I'm more worried about what they're hearing than what I'm hearing. So as long as they're good, because I got you at 200 on my thing. So.
Oh yeah. Put me at 100 and I'll crank it up.
No. You're good. It's my monitor. It's not them. So you should be good. They say you're good. Okay, that did it. Fabric says. Okay. All right. Thanks, gang. Appreciate you guys catching us on that ahead of time. Let's see. Meg, you doing good too, right? Everything's all set and good.
Yep, I'm
Okay.
doing great.
All right, good. Let's jump in. We just watched as always, whenever there's a new update patch that comes out, CIG puts out a video. Yeah, restart the show now. Yeah, okay, Fazcard. CIG puts out a video. And, one of the biggest complaints that some people say about the trailers when CIG puts them out, which they have done for patch after patch after patch for many years, is that sometimes they don't reflect the actual gameplay of the game. And in many cases, that is true. But I want to ask you guys, in this particular case with 4.1, and because the particular mission that they showed, or the two things that they showed, going to Wakelos, and they also showed this battle sequence, I'm assuming both of you guys have been playing 4.1. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Has some of that been your experience, what you guys saw in this trailer, or is this trailer closer to real gameplay, or is it still kind of a long way away from it for you guys? And Meg, I'll go to you first, and I'll go to GomabATL.
I don't want to misspeak. I feel like I need to watch this again, but
Okay.
a lot of it is definitely there. I mean, there are some things that are buggy, so you can't do those things, and then there are other things that are, I'm pretty sure, probably in the video that are things you can't do in the game. They do that a lot. They'll showcase things that you can't do.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Okay. GomabATL,
From
how
what I
about,
remember.
from what you remember? Okay. GomabATL, what about you?
I will heavily caveat this
Okay.
with a flashing in bold letters lit up when it works.
Okay. 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 When it works. Anything was it the battle sequence or a certain part of the battle sequence or just the whole sequence?
It's been the most immersive PvP, PvE, doing stuff, group, solo experience I've had in the game when it
works.
works.
Okay. Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
If I have not had a chance to experience this stuff, I've been just watching from the outside. I have heard positive responses to the fact, something similar to what you said, Gomab, that people are enjoying this new thing. Some of these other dynamic missions that came out during 4.01 and 0.2, people were kind of iffy about the cargo stuff and everything else. But this one, it kind of seemed like people felt like this is kind of moving a little bit more toward some things that we will enjoy in gameplay. And as we break down the different features that have been brought into this patch, we'll kind of break into where maybe some of these even came from as we go through. So first of all, thank you, Gomab. Thank you, to Thrakazog, I'm sorry, for those subscriptions. Appreciate that. Really do. You hooked up yoyoMeg. Thank you for that too. Okay. So we're going to jump into that, gang. We're going to be talking a little bit about, if you want to follow along with us, we're basically going to be going down the roadmap for 4.1 and highlighting each of those segments, but we will have it on the screen. So if you don't want to bring it up on your computer, that's more than fine. We completely understand. But we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. One of the things that was surprising at this past CitizenCon was the introduction of the Valacar. And it was surprising for two reasons. One, because it's become kind of like the urban legend of Star Citizen, of something that never got delivered. But secondly, based upon lore, we knew the Valacar at the time were always, supposedly, we knew they were in Lear 3, and we knew that the Lear system wasn't something that we were getting anytime soon. We never really thought about the possibility that they would be introduced, even though people kind of felt way back when that we'd see them on a planet like, or moon like Daymar. But now CIG has introduced them, and even though we saw the full adult Apex Predator version at CitizenCon, in this patch they introduced these, what they call the juveniles, which is something also that we didn't expect to see. So Gomab, let me go to you. Your experience, have you run into them? Have you seen them? What do you think about the idea of them, the way they're being implemented? Any of those thoughts on that?
Yes, I have experienced them, and I wish they dropped something valuable other than just being kind of like stationary NPCs. But I am happy that they are in the game, and in the way that they're being used. Like I have no complaints about this. I can, it's, what they're doing with the fauna. They are steadily adding stuff into it. So
did they add the feature where they can go underground and come back up someplace else, or are they just still only popping up in one spot?
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
They've only popped up, you do the thing, they pop up, you kill them, you move on. So they don't really add much right now other than just being there.
Right.
I think I've seen them go back under.
You have?
I could be wrong. Could have been the game.
Okay. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, that's the scary part, right? It could have been a bug. Pardon the expression, right? It could have been a bug. I know in the patch notes that they had talked about that they were doing something where they would go burrow back under when they took damage and come back up. But I have not experienced any of this stuff because I've been through this whole patch. I have not had a chance to really go into the moons or planets and see any of this. So I'm truly relying on Meg and Gomab to be the information centers here today on this one. Meg, what about you? Your experience, the Valacar, because evidently you've seen them. Have you had any experiences with them?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I've done the full Author thing from beginning to end. I've done like the beginning, the middle, the end, but not just like
Straight through.
So like I've like whenever I get there, they're usually like already there. And yeah, I've not seen them move. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Have you tried to steal one and put it on a ship yet? I saw some people do that.
I haven't done that, but I usually Like whenever I'm playing, there's a lot of people around, so I'm not really trying to frick around too
Deal
much.
with that.
Or like I just don't have enough people like with me, or I'm not with enough people to be able to do that. But yeah, they hit
yeah.
hard.
Yeah. Oh, they do. Okay. I
They're pretty
know.
cool.
I know when they first came in, I was watching Togi play, and they weren't. They would hit eventually. There was a real issue with the AI at the time. Sometimes they'd be shooting at his vehicle, and he'd be standing off to the side. But then, eventually, if he attacked them, they would start to home in on where he was. But the AI still was very, very weak. Cyberwolf asked something or says something here in chat. He says they need to pop in and out more randomly, and he says they're basically like terrible turrets, right? Yesterday, for the first time, I had not gone out and done any of the fauna hunting, and I went out after some Copian. And even though it's been a while since I've messed with Copian, when I say a while, I'm talking about it's probably been like 6 months, 5-6 months. I did notice the difference in their AI 6 months later than I did in the early days when they were just really, really dumb. Do you think that's kind of the thing with the juvenile Valakai right now? Right now, we're getting tier 0 versions of them. They're just putting them in the game, and they'll get smarter as time goes by, probably.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would extremely hope so. Yeah.
Okay.
There's probably a lot of things too that helped with the NPCs. Like they're still dumb. It just depends on what kind of a server you're in, like the stability of that server, because some of them can be extremely crazy.
Okay.
The humans and the Valakai, or you can be in a like pretty terrible server and they're just bots.
They're just there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that was the new fauna that was introduced into the game with the Valakai. The next thing that was up, hope one of you guys know about this one because I only heard about this and I haven't even seen it yet. The heavy combat armor, the Antium, rugged and stylish, new armor set tailored for brave adventurers facing new dangers. Is this loot stuff? Is this something that you got to do for a mission? How do you get access to this thing?
You can either loot it from the different Hawthorne locations, or you can get it from Wicklow. Pretty sure there's like a variety of new things that have been added.
Oh,
the
really?
loot pool's pretty good. You just have to. There's like certain places where you probably have a better chance, like behind red doors and stuff like that. But I mean, you could probably find them behind blue or just like random boxes at the Hawthorne locations.
Okay, educate me on the blue doors thing.
There are blue key cards, kind of like the contested zones.
Okay.
There's I don't even know the real number. It's probably like 8. There's a lot on the ground level Hawthorne location. Maybe like 6 to 8. There's like one in almost every building on the ground, and then there's the red cards, which those take like 45 minutes to spawn again. If you grab one, timer starts 45 minutes. I don't recall what it is for the blue cards. It could also be 45 or 30 minutes. But there's so many blue cards that unless somebody went through all of them, you have a pretty good chance of getting those. And then there's components and boxes behind blue doors, as well as I think it's just an Atlas. It might be an Atlas Geo. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the red doors just have like better gear, better guns. Like you can get the Parallax gun. I think there's a location where it's behind a red door, but you don't have to go through the red door to get inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gomab, what about you? You dealt with this new armor?
Yes.
Have you seen it, or have you got it, or is it worth it?
I currently have 2 sets, 2 of the color sets. I've got the moss, I've got the white, and I'm working on the sand, but I really want the jet, right?
Okay.
So there is a problem with it. They are not the helmet is not considered a combat helmet. So you do not get hit markers when you shoot enemies with your guns. However, if you remember, they showed this armor off at CitizenCon. This armor was showed off as the heavy tracker armor, and that was supposed to be the one that is going to get the FPS scanning capabilities.
Oh, okay.
So that is why I am going after and grabbing all of the sets, because it's going to have that capability when it comes.
When the helmet comes out. Gotcha.
When it comes to the game. However, right now, if you get the set, it looks cool. but it's pretty useless in actual combat because you can't tell if you're hitting your enemy or not.
Oh wow. Okay.
So so right now I have the moss. I'm wearing the moss armor, but I have the Shogun green helmet with the neon horn sticking out, so it all kind of flows together. Look cool, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got that Star Citizen drip.
Have you tried scanning with it?
Huh?
I've seen some clips of people scanning with it, and it works, but it's like super buggy, and like you have to be pretty close to things.
Yeah, I haven't even tried it yet. So.
Really? You scan with the armor? Really?
Yeah, like left tab, you can see markers over people, and like you can see what kind of rocks are in front of you.
Really?
I've seen.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if this is like all legit. That's why I was asking if you've used it or maybe anybody in chat.
Oh wow.
Be worth checking out.
And this is definitely only lootable, right? This isn't something you can buy anywhere. You have to loot it.
Yeah, this isn't the $30 patch one, is it? That dropped in the store.
So you can buy it, right? You can buy a version of it in the store that comes
in
that
the store.
pack, that $30 pack, but it's stupid because you're lit up. It's got horns and stuff.
Oh, that's the one with the horns on it with the light. I was wondering, it looked like those are like, I was wondering if those were like Valakar teeth or something, because I walked up on the guy and looked at him to see what it was. These are glowing teeth. First of all, they're glowing, which means you're going to be seen a mile away, which really kind of freaked me out a little bit, right? But I didn't know that was the same armor. Okay, so that's that armor. Okay. I didn't know that was the tracker armor, though. Okay, thanks for telling us about that. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when I meant to say, okay, but when I said buy it, I didn't mean necessarily buying it with cash. I'm saying it's not something you can buy in any of the game store in the game. You have to.
No.
Okay, it's definitely a lootable item. You got it by looting.
Unless you get it from Wicklow.
Unless you get it from Wicklow. Okay. But you got to do missions right from him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to acquire a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
It's kind of hard.
Gotcha. Oh, and it's kind of hard. Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Let's take a look at the speaking of, right? Wicklow, the mission giver, our new mission giver. New mission giver enters the verse, bringing fresh opportunities for players to explore. This is kind of a mixed bag. There's a certain aspect of excitement that we're finally getting the first quote unquote alien. The weird part about it, obviously, was that he was a hologram when he first showed up. I have only been to Wicklow's once, and that was when it first came in the game. And I know that they've expanded some things in the Emporium, and we'll get to the Emporium later. But I really want to talk to you guys about the character Wicklow right now. We can talk about the Emporium when that comes up later. What was your first initial thing when you first pulled up to the hangar and Wicklow spoke to you? And what do you think about the design? And I heard that there's actually, is there like a figure of him somewhere?
Yes,
in the game?
He is actually in the game. It's not just a hologram.
Oh.
He is in there. I saw a video of somebody, glitching through and finding him physically sitting in a seat.
Oh.
In the game. So first alien, first physicalized alien in Star City, because you got the Vandal Swarm.
Okay.
Right, which is in Arena Commander.
Right. In the ships.
Fighting aliens.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first actual alien in Star Citizen.
Well, Captain Jones says he's an amputee, no arms or legs. Is that true? Is that what the case is? Is like a half of his body in the chair or something? What is it?
I've seen a picture of that.
I gotta watch the video. I'll send you the link to the video. But
okay. Is this his full body or is it just part of him there? I don't know.
When I saw it, if I remember correctly, he was sitting in the chair. I didn't, I think I was watching it on my phone or something.
Oh, okay. Is it just a hit in the torso? Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Have you guys done any of the missions yet?
Yeah.
And he doesn't. These aren't missions that you get paid money. You it's all about trade, right? He gives you something for something he wants, and he wants like oddball stuff like burritos and all types of stuff, right?
He's always hungry.
Is that what it is?
People have gotten some pretty good stuff for just that.
That's what I heard. Like, what do you get? Like, what type of stuff do you get?
I know some people have gotten like full kits of aerial armor, the Red Alert armor.
Oh wow!
Some guns with different skins on it.
Is it?
I personally have only done it once, and I got I think the 2951 CitizenCon hat and shirt.
So is it random stuff you get? Like if you go, you just
guess.
it's like a pool.
Yeah. You don't like choose. He just gives you something
Okay.
for that mission.
And
I don't know about any other missions.
And is it like if you and I do the same mission, do we get the same thing, or is you get something and I get something? They may be different things. Do you know?
Probably different.
Oh, okay.
It's random. I've
It's
gotten a
randomized?
bunch of guns. I've gotten a bunch of guns.
Oh, well, that's cool. Okay. If it's random, I like that because that means it's unpredictable. You might get something good, you might get some crap, but most of it sounds like
And
it's good stuff.
You can get ships. You can get ships.
Yeah, I heard
from
there's
them,
a ship you get, right? Some type of ship you get, gold something.
So
or-
there's a
Multiple.
small ship surprise, a big ship surprise, and then there's the Polaris. You can actually get Wickelow's, special Polaris. Now, from somebody has gotten it, and from what I'm hearing, it's just a skin, right? It's a Polaris, but it's a free Polaris, right? And
Wait,
so
you get a
it's
full
way
Polaris
to-
ship? You get a full ship?
You get a full Polaris ship. Griff, you would be happy to know that Test Squadron, is currently, working to put together the required materials. That's what I was doing right before we got off the game here. We had a combined joint ops with Black Star Legion. What's up, Jade?
Okay.
Doing some of the align in mind in order to get some of those
Oh, wow.
those materials.
Oh, okay.
Test Squad will have.
That's
a
interesting.
Wicklow.
That's interesting. Okay. All right, cool. All right, that's Wicklow. Let's see what we got next here. Space combat missions. A new set of space combat missions featuring improved scenario design and refined storytelling. I'm not sure if you guys have you guys experienced any of this. I went out and did a bounty mission. Oh, was it 4.1? I think it was 4.1. And I got my butt kicked unexpectedly. And it was a whole storyline behind this guy. Is that the stuff that they're talking about when it comes to missions, or is this something else?
I've been doing a line in mind. I haven't done any.
No space combat missions?
Yeah, I've been doing the bounties, but they seem the same.
They seem the same?
Mission description looks a little different, but I haven't seen anything different about it.
Okay.
Just go there, shoot people.
The one thing I noticed was that sometimes, like if you do like a VLRT, it'll say something more. It's more detailed. It'll say like this person, whether they have like extra backup with them or maybe they don't. They tell you a little bit more stuff about the mission itself, but I don't know if that's what this is necessarily referring to. I'm assuming it has to do with those type of missions, and maybe somebody in chat knows. The prisoner, they're pretty easy to find. Okay, that's something else he's talking about. Oh, okay, that's about the Polaris thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if that's what it's talking about, they definitely like changed it up a little bit, but it wasn't anything like too crazy.
Nothing else too crazy. Okay. Yeah, and I know everybody's been so much doing on these other dynamic and side mission things now that those old things, especially because they pulled a lot of that stuff earlier too, and now that they're just bringing missions back, a lot of people haven't done them.
Yeah, I mean,
Jade is saying that it's not. It's in black and white, meaning it's not released yet, so it's still coming.
Oh, that's
Okay.
not. Oh, that was still. I thought that was committed. Okay, so it's still on its way. Okay. All right.
It's
Well, thank you,
committed,
Jade.
but it hasn't been released.
It hasn't been released yet. Okay, got you. Okay, thanks, Jade. Appreciate that. Alrighty, let's hop on to the next one then, since that one's not released. Okay, Sandbox Activity, A Line in Mind, a new open-ended activity blending on-foot exploration with aerial support, creating sandbox gameplay opportunities for daring teams. We've talked about this idea of sandbox gameplay. In fact, we did a show not too long ago with sandbox versus theme park. Do you guys feel like the sandbox side of this, and when we say sandbox, we're talking about CIG is giving us the tools, the players start creating scenarios and things that start happening. Are you guys feeling that that's coming out of this now a little bit more? Or is
I think
it,
so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What way in particular? Or did you experience something in particular, Meg?
I mean, you never really know pulling up to a place if people are going to be friendly or not, and if they are, I mean, even if they're not, both ways, like things can go so differently. The amount of tools at your disposal that you can have to get a task done, like the Polarises on the ground providing cover, people with A1s coming down dropping or bombs on them, people in geos using those to like hop around mine. I'm trying to think. I mean, we got people who are doing like gun trading And because of that, there's like all-out wars happening to try to like kill people who are getting things. This is more than just like a jump town case where it's just sorry, I'm stuttering a lot, maze and stuff.
Right.
So it just like everyone is there. Even if the server pops are super low, people are there.
Yeah, I was watching. Go ahead.
No, yeah, there's just like so much you can do at a line in mind that people are everywhere.
Yeah.
We've got stealth, so people are there that you can't even see. People can camp out there and snipe if they want to. You can get annoyed, but like, I see. I don't know if there's gonna like. I know that there's like different armors and stuff. They probably talked about I guess that's the tracker one, to be able to see people on ground better, because like that's definitely annoying. It'd be nice to have a way to fight against stealth, but I mean stealth is stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it too much, but it's crazy. Yeah, like I think we pulled up to, I don't know if you want like an example from me, but
sure,
you can go to GomabATL.
No, go ahead.
Well, let me say this. I saw Zombie Pig was up at the orbital station. I know when we get to Hathor, we can talk about this, but he was looking down at the planet surface from up there, like he zoomed in, and you could actually see like all these battles and stuff going on from orbit,
crazy.
which was kind of crazy to see. I mean, you could actually see the battles going on, which was kind of an interesting thing.
I was watching Ubdy's stream the other day, and he just wanted to go out there just to check it out. And he pulled up in his cutter with a pulse, was driving his pulse in, and he saw behind him like two Polarises just going after each other. It looked like a movie scene, and he like, I don't know how he made it back to his cutter and did not get it blown up, but that was crazy.
Yeah,
like, it sounds simple, but like watching it or being there is crazy.
Okay, were you gonna say GomabATL?
No, it's like I said before, it is the most engaging gameplay, right? That CIG has put in. Caveated with the 3 words that I said before. Say it with me.
When it works.
But even when it doesn't work, right? There's still value to be had by going to the Hathor, OLP or to the paths, right? Because one, it's the only place you're going to get the parallax light rifles.
Okay.
Right? So you know, even if the laser's broken, you can't complete it all the way. That's where you farm your parallax rifles.
Okay.
It's the only place you're going to get the antium armor.
Okay.
Right? And outside of the contested zones, which I haven't had a single contest. I've done dozens of contested zones and completed dozens of them with groups and solo. I have yet to find a single one with a working freight elevator to get the ship components out of it. And it's like they're taunting me, they're mocking me, they're standing there, piles of fantastic ship components that I just can't get, but I can get them here.
Okay.
Right, they're in the different rooms and stuff. So it's a very engaging. Olefty said it in the chat, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen the test Discord lately, but I mean, we'll have 20 some odd.
I've seen all the folks in there. Yeah.
Daily engaged in doing this this mission. It's just
okay.
It's a we're having a good time, right?
Okay.
And that's what it boils down to. Even through the bugs, even through the the crap that is, I say Star Citizen Tings, man. Just, even through all that, we're still having a good time. So
okay, cool.
Yeah,
it's good.
Very cool. Here, these I haven't had a chance to check out either. Arena Commander, they added 2 new maps. The first one, Crossroads of Crime, adding the largest Arena Commander map so far. Available in multiple game modes: Free Flight, Tank Royale, Team Elimination, Single Weapon Elimination, Gun Rush, and Kill Collector. Have you guys seen this map yet? Is it reflective of anything? Now, my understanding, and I know we're going to get into this a little bit more as we go into these next sections, other than the Astro's Clearing map, is that it seems that we're getting bits and pieces or hints of what was at one point theaters of war.
I am very happy to be here.
And I'm really curious to see whether or not these other areas, if I'm not saying that the areas look like the theaters of war, but I'm saying they've been general gameplay idea. But did you guys visit this map yet for Crossroads of Crime?
I've not.
I haven't yet. I've been too busy doing the line.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And then, of course, they did also Astor's Clearing, which we know is in the game right now, adding a Stanton settlement. Was that adding a Stanton settlement on Microtech, available for free flight and for exploration? Here's a question for you all. You would have to wonder, why are they adding things to Arena Commander? And I've heard a lot of theories about what Arena Commander ultimately is going to be. Some people believe that Arena Commander will tie into, you guys remember the hollow trainers that we have, the things are down in the basement of Microtech that you'll go inside and practice on. These arenas will be accessible inside of the game, right? Instead of having to go to this separate module, that you'll be able to jump in if you're on your ship, and you can go in and do practice and training for your org or for your group. Do you guys see that as something that Arena Commander, because they keep adding features and stuff to it, is it entertaining? Is it something that does draw your attention? Is it something that you use in your org to practice out scenarios in? Or, you know, do you just go into the game and do everything? Or have you gotten to the point now where you don't even think about Arena Commander?
No, it's definitely useful. I think it's useful for people who are currently playing. Mm-hmm. It will always be useful for people who already play the game, and especially for people who are just starting out. Mm-hmm. For people who just get flight sticks, I think there's many reasons. Like, you want to rent out a ship to test it out before you want to buy it. Mm-hmm. You want to test out how a ship flies in Atmo versus space. Mm-hmm. You want to practice PvP. Mm-hmm. You actually want to get better, since it's too late now and you actually need to get good. Yeah, there's various ways. Yeah. It just saves so much time. Mm-hmm. Gear fear loss or whatever. Like, it's quick. You don't have to run, like, get out of the medical facility, go call a ship or claim a ship, and like, it's fast. Yeah,
and do you think that if the quote unquote death of a spaceman comes in, do you think that will even make it, like you said, if the whole us don't have to worry about losing reputation, prison, all that other stuff, right? If we have something like Arena Commander, do you think that steps up the reasons for it too?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's out there is real. Yeah. You don't want to frick around out there.
Yeah.
And we need a place where we can. So yeah.
We don't have this on the list, so before we take our break, I will get your opinions on this. A lot of controversy when the initial announcement came out about the item inventory loss. We got introduced into that now, where certain items will remain with the player when they die. Certain items can be lootable. But we were told that this is just tier 0, that there was going to be some progression and movement is how they developed this thing. There's one group of folks that obviously they miss it because the looting aspect has been diminished in a big way for some folks. But then there's the other side of the people who maybe owned equipment, subscriber stuff and whatnot, and because there was never any way to get it back, they never used it. Their inventory had all this stuff in it, but they knew if they took it out and used it, it would be gone. They're trying to find where's the happy medium in there for both groups. But this is all still being developed. So what did you guys feedback? And after you've done it, has your attitude changed from when you first heard about it? Or do you still feel kind of like, I'm not too sure about this. Let's see where they go. Rosastan, thank you. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Rostasan, thank you. I said the name wrong. Thank you so much for the sub. We appreciate that. Gary, thank you for the follow also earlier. We appreciate that. Gomab, your thoughts on the whole inventory looting thing?
I think I hear and understand people's challenges with the plan and with the implementation of tier 0. I hear you, but I feel like it's been much ado about nothing. I think there's for people that have carved out a niche of gameplay that require that to not change, that will impact you. but everybody else is, I think, is like, there was a little bit of a uncomfortableness in the beginning of it, but I don't think it's necessarily harm the game in any meaningful way right now in tier 0. Now, do I agree with tier 0? No. Do I think they could have done tier 0 a little bit better, a little bit differently? Yes. Do I recognize it as being temporary because it's tier 0? Again, yes. So I think with, lastly, do I enjoy seeing people wearing their cool stuff and not everybody running around in ADP or Morzol? I get it. There are some people out there, Togi, that wore their subscriber stuff all the time, no matter what.
Right.
You're not in the majority of the players, right? You're the exception that does not do anything to the rule. I get it. But the majority of folks wouldn't dare pull out their gold and black executive armor.
Yeah.
They wouldn't dare come out in their, lodestone Artemix armor.
Yeah.
They wouldn't dare go out and do a line in mind with their red alert, stuff that they bought out the store, because they knew there's a good chance I'm going to die. And if I die, I'm going to lose it for at least a couple months until there's another reset. So I enjoy seeing that. Most of all, I'm optimistic to see what this comes to be as they continue to iterate through the different teams.
Yeah. Meg, what about you? Any thoughts about the inventory, the whole thing with that?
Yeah, I think at first I was annoyed until I realized you could still loot people's backpacks and stuff, which I mean, even then I guess didn't really have a right to be annoyed, but at the end of it all, I think that everything that they're ever doing is for some reason. They might get some things wrong, or there could be different ways they could do it to still allow us to get them the results they're looking for, but we're testing for them for the future, for future tiers.
Yeah.
We want tier 1, tier 2, well, we need tier 0 first. So, yeah, is what it is. I always just adapt and continue playing the game, or else catch me on COD. Plenty of things to go do.
Okay. I'm wondering, I was reading what Jade was saying about how it killed medical gameplay. I'm wondering if this new storyline,
I don't think so.
Well, this new storyline that came up, right? They're introducing this thing about the regen stuff not working, right? Do you think there's going to be a possibility? And for those of you who own, what's the thing called? The medical ship and the medical vehicle? The
Nursa,
Study Red.
yeah, the Nursa and the what's the other one? The Pisces. Have you guys ever looked at the medical stations and noticed that there are some drawers underneath that open up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered what those are for?
Yeah.
What do you think they're for, Meg?
I have no idea. I know some people have said that there could be like some sort of resource you would need to like kind of like gas in your ship. Like you'll need to actually like, it's part of the rearm or whatever. If you want people to spawn in that bed or to use the bed, you need to actually like have something in there to be able to.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call it.
I'm hoping that is what that's leaning toward, and this whole idea of there being issues with the regen system, where it starts to make it so that you have to rely on people who have the resource and also have ships or capability to utilize that medical gameplay starts to move in that direction, so that it does revitalize a real strong reason for players to take on medical profession or look for people to do it, because maybe we can't count on the system to regenerate me, because if I try it and it's busted, I actually lose all my stuff with my character, right? I got to start over from scratch, reputation, everything. So I'm really hoping that they are moving as this whole thing of tiering goes up, that they begin to introduce that, because we do have these ships and medical vehicles. Like, remember when the Cuddy Red, it was the vehicle everybody used. Then remember when they got rid of the regen thing from it, everybody went and melted them, right? And then they brought it back again and people went back and got it. So I'm hoping that they will build out medical gameplay so that it actually becomes important to get players to do it, because maybe the system ain't so great for doing it. But we'll have to see, you know. But they're starting this narrative about the what's it called? What is this? I forget what the name of the system is that does regeneration. What's it called?
Let's just go with a regenerate.
No, you know, the cloning thing at the beginning when we make our characters. I forget what it's called. Somebody in the chat knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. But whatever that is. Yeah, Bioticorp, whatever it is. I'm just saying, hopefully there'll be some really cool lore things in there that'll make us be able to start doing that stuff and bring back medical in a big way. Okay. All right, Olympus. No, Olympus, the insurance company, Colossal. I'm talking about the Bioticorp thing.
I was gonna say the other thing that I'm really curious about. We're not talking about it, but there is an A and a B story going on, and the majority of the people are going for A, like the Wicklow stuff. I'm curious, like what will happen because of that.
Yeah.
If they have like an A B going forward from those storylines, like we're not helping out Rayari as much, and they're the ones that are trying to make it so that
that's true.
We can respawn easier and better.
Yeah, Rayari. I forgot about the Rayari storyline. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I know, Colossal. I know the insurance goes along with it, but we ain't seeing insurance too soon. But I agree. It would be nice if they start implementing insurance in, too. I agree with you 100%. Okay, well, listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about some more stuff. So thank you guys for being here, and hang in for this one commercial, and we will be right back. And if you are watching us right now, you are one of our subscribers, and we want to say thank you for the time and the of course the commitment that you guys give to keeping the Soul Citizens going. We really appreciate you. This is going to be our 4.1 show today. We put out a new show for the producers that'll be going out on Tuesday of this week. And it's called 8 million something and some change. So 800 million rather and some change. So make sure you guys check that out on Tuesday. I think you'll really enjoy the topics that we're going to be talking about, that myself, Fast Card, and Serious Fun. And as always, like I said, we appreciate you guys supporting us. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media. And we're going to be making more announcements about Quantum Vegas, which is coming up in July. And we'll share some information with you on that at the end of the show today. So again, thank you guys for being here with us. We appreciate that. Alrighty. We are back. And thank you so much, Pops in Space, for that community gift sub. And to Senor Mukul, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much as well for that sub. 8 months. We appreciate you being here too. Ratarid, my good friend over in the state next to mine. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for that gift sub too. Okay, let's press on. Let's press forward. The Hathor Ground Alignment Station. These are in parts, so we'll talk about the first part first. Strategically placed Hathor-operated outposts providing key infrastructure and sandbox gameplay opportunities for planetary operations. You guys talked about this a little bit more, but if you guys want to go into it with some little bit more detail, let people know what's supposed to happen here, whichever one of you guys want to take that on. Maybe one of you can talk about what you're supposed to do at the ground installation, then the other one can talk about what happens at the mining station, and then the other one can talk about what happens back at the ground. So who wants to take which one?
You go first, Gomab. If you want. I haven't done the alignment blades.
Yeah. Okay. It's fairly straightforward, but it's really fun. You land at the Hathor alignment stations. You've got to. The goal is to align the dish to the actual mining station, the orbital laser platform. Right. So in order to do that, you have to secure 3 alignment blades. Right. Those 3 alignment blades are in 3 different rooms in the center building of that station. It's in security, comms, and admin, I believe. Right. So those are the 3 rooms. Those rooms are locked behind red key cards. In order to get those red key cards, you have to find the printers for the red key cards, which are usually locked behind doors that are accessed through blue key cards. So basically, you're running around all the different outer buildings, killing enemies, finding blue key cards in order to get to go to the other building to get to the room that has the red key card, and it's a lot of fun. Tons of NPCs.
Oh wow.
Tons of NPCs. Right? They will be up on the rooftop shooting you. You'll go into a room and there'll be 20 of them sitting there like, "Oh, what's up?" It's a freaking, it's like, yeah, like a lefty said, it's a blooming onion. Like, you take lots and lots and lots of ammo, and unless you're the best player on the planet, you probably want to go in it's some kind of ship that if you die you can respawn, because and I'm just talking about the PvE portion of this whole thing. Another thing to note, in the rooms that have the red key cards and some of the blue key card printers, you also find loot boxes and ship components that you can then take to your ship and loot. Okay, so once you get the three red key cards and you get access to the security room, security comms and admin, right? In those rooms, those tablets are up on the walls. Also in those rooms are loot boxes that have great loot, including the Parallax rifle and ammo for it, including the Atrium armor, including Citadel armor, including a bunch of good stuff, right?
Wow, okay.
Rail guns, rocket launchers, so on and so forth. So get your loot goblin on while you're doing this stuff. So you put the alignment blades. Once you get the alignment blades, you put them into the computer one at a time. So the computer's right there in the middle. When you put the blade into the computer, the ground starts shaking, alarm starts blaring, and you hear that it's starting
That's
to
the
align.
alignment. Okay.
Yeah, once it's starting to align, then the worms start coming out of the ground. And, they're like, and so you got to kill them too, right? You know, so, and it takes about a minute and a half for each of the blades to do their alignment, and you got to do that 3 times for each PAF station. There's 3 PAF stations, the alignment stations that you have to align all 3 lasers to the orbital laser platform. And once you've done that, once you've done it at yours, another door will open up, onion, and on the wall will be this big orange battery, right? That you'll have to pull off the wall and put on your ship, right? Now, in that room where the battery's at, you guessed it, there's more loot boxes and more ship components. Some of the best ship components are going to be in that room because that's the final room for the PAF. Size 2, like good stuff, right? That you want to get. So you got to take that battery, put it on a ship that can hold it, like a Cuddy or a Zeus or a C1 or something.
Okay.
Or a Nomad, like they did in the commercial. And you also want something that can take some of those ship components too, right? Because you know that's where you can get the good stuff. And so you're gonna take that, and then either if you're doing this with a small group, you're gonna go from 1 to 3, or if you're in a big group, you can dispatch teams to each one, and you all kind of meet up at the orbital launch platform. At which point,
Okay. So that's what I was going to ask you. So how many people are we talking about minimum are you saying your recommendation if you're going in to do something like this?
Minimum, I'd recommend at least 4 or 5 people. Maybe 3. 3, you can get away with 3 competent people. 2 people like me and yoyoMeg.
That's usually what we rock with.
Okay. All right, so we're at the alignment point. So Meg, I guess you're picking it up from here now. So you've got your battery, is that correct? No?
Oh, I also haven't really done this part, but
Okay.
if unless there's more Gomab, you insert the batteries and then you go into the main room and you push a button that triggers the laser to start. And then you take a key card and then Gomab, your turn.
So, again, with the orbital launch platform, yes, you take when it works. When it works.
Okay.
Yeah, you take the batteries. You take the 3 batteries. You put them into the battery holders, and then you can go in, and it should give you a big red button to hit. You hit the button, and a key card should spit out, and you take that key card and do the next part. Now, I will stop there and caveat this. If this breaks, if you ever get there and you see that there is a card already sticking out and you take the card, you have broken the event. If you have not already, if the red button is not there for you to press, do not take the card. You have to hit the button, a card has to come out, and then you take it. There's a big problem right now where, we got to scout through different servers and say, hey, is it working on this server? There's a good chance that it's not, because there was a card sitting there, somebody took it, and it completely bricked the event. Also, on the OLP, there are usually 2 card printers, 2 red card printers that allow you access into the supervisor room, and there's also rooms outside on the outer planks that have loot. Again, loot boxes, ship components. This is a very lucrative event for people. Even if you're not doing the event, you can go there. You can get the pre-card printers, and if you ever go to one of those orbital launch platforms and you hear somebody talking, that means the elite or the boss has spawned, and when you kill them, they also drop those key cards that allow you to get to those loot rooms. So there's one inside the main building, but there's also rooms on the exterior of the actual platform as well that you can get some really good stuff from.
Wow. Okay. So there's a lot there. So Meg, tell us about
And it all has to work. Like, there are plenty of times where there are no NPCs and
Oh, really?
things are already posted. It's tough.
So Meg,
we haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was some experience that Meg was going to share. Do you want to share yours? Is yours in the middle of his or after his? You want to share, Meg?
What?
Whatever you did at Hathor. Because we went from here to here, right? So the mining.
Yeah, that was it. That was everything. He just expanded on it.
That was everything.
From at the laser.
Okay. All right. So
there's a last piece, Griff.
Oh, there's a last piece. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So once you've hit the big red button and got the card, then you go back to your ship.
Okay.
And you and your team fly back down to a spot in the middle of the PAFs, right? So there's 3 PAFs. They're arranged in a triangle.
Okay.
In the middle is where the laser hits. And really close to it is one little building that's kind of hard to find when it's dark outside. But it's one building that you got to go in and take that card that you printed, stick it in the slot, and hit the actual button that fires the laser that opens up the cave.
Okay, gotcha.
You can find that building easier by looking for a red blinking light.
Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes it's
Yeah, and that laser comes from this station here, right? The station that's on the screen. That's where the laser comes down. Okay.
It's the space lasers, Marjorie Taylor Greene space laser.
The space laser, yeah. Okay, so then once you've got the laser thing happen and the cave opens up, you do What?
Go ahead, Meg.
You mine rocks.
So you need to bring. Is that where the things like the geo come in place, or just you can bring
do
whatever?
it hand mining.
You can hand
bring
mine?
the geo too. Bring whatever you need to not get blown up on the ground.
Okay.
Be by yourself or in a like massive org, but people will see that you're there. There's a lot of dust up around the site.
Mm-hmm.
People probably saw the laser fire, just going around looking,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably have a bunch of ships around there, so they know you're there. So expect PvP.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
probably like 15, 20 boulders. I'm not sure the exact number.
Mm-hmm.
It can be one of three. There might be you might get like Aphrodite, Dolvine, Hadanite as well, but the three new extremely rare resources are down there.
Those are the ones you want.
And that's that's what you're using to turn into Wicklow.
To go afterward. Gotcha. Okay. All right. It sounds like very involved and a lot going on. It is interesting, Gomab, that you say that even if you're not doing the full mission, you can still go there and get some things if you dare be in there for it. And I guess this is what you were talking about, Meg, about how there's so much chaos and things going on in the sandbox space of this area, right? There's a lot of stuff going on.
Pyro's changed people. Doesn't matter if the comma ray's up.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. All right, that's the Hathor mining piece, I guess. Something for us to look forward to. Yeah, go ahead, go Matt.
All the stuff that we just described is literally the crust of the pie.
It's just the basics, right? That's why. Yeah, it's just the surface of it. Yeah, it's a lot more to it.
Because the meat of that pecan pie is the PvP that you're going to have while trying to do
all the
of
other
that
stuff. Yeah.
You are going to encounter, whether it's randoms in a Firebird or full-blown orgs that are going to murder you and take your lunch.
Right.
It's
Okay. Fair enough.
You don't have to do everything though. You don't want.
If you don't want to do it,
Where
yeah.
my story was going to come into play about how I went up there, fully prepared with a few folks in a Corsair, a couple Geos, sorry, and then I got murdered. They stole my Corsair, used my Geo to mine in the cave, and then I met them at Wicklow, boarded their Polaris, killed all of them, and took 3 caves worth of loot all by myself.
love it.
That's good.
Do what you can, peeps, but
That's pretty
you
good.
don't have to do the full event if you don't want to.
Shortcut. Cut out the middleman.
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty good.
Wicklow's there. Like he ain't moving, so you could probably find some. Like I'm not saying go pirate. People don't like pirating, but like go pirate.
There's multiple Emporiums.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Speaking of, let's talk about that. The Mission Giver location, Wicklow's Emporium, a specifically designed location to host our latest Mission Giver. Wicklow offering a new hub for players to engage in these opportunities. And not to be funny, Meg, but that's what it's saying. It's saying it's a place for players to engage even there at that location. When I first went to Wicklow, it was the very first week. This is when there was nothing but the big hologram hanging up on the wall, the banners on the sides, the palm trees. That's all I got to see. So I know that there's a lot more to it now, and particularly Wicklow has its own missions, and then there's this turn-in process over there at that location. What were your thoughts about when you saw the design of the place? I felt 50-50 about it. I did like the fact that there was some Banu structures, it seemed like, on the outside, but it also, the fact that it was just kind of like a rehash of the current Selfland hangar, I was a little disappointed. I was looking for something a little bit more unique, other than just banners and palm trees. I mean, the banners and palm trees are fine, but I guess I wanted something more than just seeing a Selfland, another version of a Selfland hangar, if that makes any sense. What are you guys' thoughts on that? What's up?
Go ahead, Meg.
Thank you. What is it?
Okay.
Tuscany shrimp
Yeah.
pasta. It's really
unfortunate from my side because I kind of just
I
take what's
appreciate it.
there
It smells
and
good.
don't expect more. I'm just super excited for what is there. I didn't experience it in PTU just live, so I did get to see like past the hologram, if that's what you're saying you didn't see, and it was pretty sweet. I'm excited to see hopefully them add some more stuff in there. I know I just said that I just take what's there and enjoy it, but like there's gotta be so much more in the future. I feel like, yeah, I
Okay.
definitely agree with you on the Southland hanger. Like that, I don't know how they could have changed it, but I think that would have been cool to see, is them change that. But maybe we'll see a change in the future. But I definitely think that past the hologram, that room, I think there's so much potential for different things. I mean, they could have made it even bigger with ships to display, with the paints that you could be getting from them. So, yeah. It was cool to see all the stuff inside, though.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the back area yet. So, Gomab, I'm assuming you've seen the other areas in there?
Yeah, I went through there. I think I went through there one time, and it's really cool. It's like a museum. In my opinion, based upon like it's a decorated Southland. They got to start somewhere, right?
True.
I'd rather them, work on some stuff that I feel like are a higher priority than build a whole new hangar archetype in order to satisfy this one slice of gameplay. So that's how I looked at it. I don't bemoan them whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Fastcart's going to be looking at the decorations and taking down some tips about how he's going to decorate his ship when it comes out in 2033.
He's already moaning about that. He was asking if there was any hint of a merchantman around there the other day. So,
So Wicklow is the merchant man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the ship.
yeah. But,
It did have me thinking, like, I've got to do something about my personal hangar, because that's a good example. I was like, wait, this looks good.
some ideas, or I give you some ideas. I will say
Give me
this.
light.
I will say this. There, if it's lore based, here's the other side of that coin. I don't want to shoot down the whole design thing of the Cloud Imperium, because if the idea of it is that here's a Banu who's been given a hangar space somewhere in UEE space or in Stanton space, and he has taken it and decorated it to his ability. They gave him a Southland. That's all they could give him, right, for him to operate out of. Then that's cool. It's a lore thing at that point.
Like, that's what was available for him to purchase and procure. That fit his needs, that was off grid. That was
right.
It's not an easy place to fly into. There's a lot of obstruction there, right? I don't foresee them be there a lot of PvP around it, because you will slam into something if you fly around there. So maybe that just fit.
Yeah, I agree. And from that perspective, when I think about it again, it's like, okay, maybe it does make sense. I think it's just that I'm so hungry to see some Banu world, that I would love to have seen what a Banu hangar looks like. But in the context of what it is, and would it be weird for a Banu hangar to be in Stanton? Yes, it probably would be. So the fact that he's merging his design along with what humans do in that space, probably okay. Okay. All right, we're getting there, boy. We're almost done. We've got a video to watch now. Short video, but it's on the Drake Golem. So let's take a look at that, and then we'll talk about it.
They say these worlds weren't built for us. So, they'll just watch you tear them down. And smile as we mine the damned rubble. We start strong and hold fast. Work for grit, not glory. So when the ground does shake, we live steady, Drake's a family, old as dirt. First to take you in, and will never leave you behind. They weren't wrong, by the way. These worlds aren't built for us. So we'll build our own. Drake Golem. For the workers.
Alrighty. What do you guys' thoughts on that? Yeah, the Golem.
Oh, it's Gollum.
Golem. Let me throw this at you all. This was kind of a surprise, I think, ship coming out. And I mean a surprise in several different ways. One of them being particularly the pricing. What do you guys feel about this quote-unquote starter miner? Lizzie B, wow, Lizzie B, thank you so much for the raid of 155 friends. Thank you so much. Hope you had a wonderful stream, and hope you had a great afternoon, evening. And thank you again for sending your loved ones over to the Soul Citizens. We are the Soul Citizens. We are sharing tonight about Update 4.1, talking about our experiences in it, what some of the new features are and content. And so thank you for that raid. Once again, hope you had a great stream. I'm going to give a shout out to Lizzie and Gomab, Yo-Yo. We were just talking about the Golem, the introduction of the Golem. You guys give me your thoughts on this new starter mining ship that costs like a starter ship. What are your thoughts?
I think it's great. It's got its cons and its pros. I think it's wild that it has the same cargo capacity as the Prospector. I don't know if maybe they plan on upping the Prospector or something. That's kind of interesting, but I love it. I low-key wish it was a different manufacturer. But this is something that I would put inside the Odyssey instead of a Prospector. I love how small it is. And then the price is great. We need things like this for newbies to get into the game so that they can soon become concierge.
Let me ask you a question, Goma, before we go to Meg. Do you think that this was a bit of a disappointment for some people because when Drake introduced the when Misk introduced the Fortune became a different version of the Vulture, but the Golem, on the other hand, became a scaled down version of the Prospector. So, I think that maybe some people might have thinking that this was going to be Drake's version of the Prospector, but it isn't. It does what it does, but it's not comparable. So do you think that them creating this from a starter position, because they didn't create the Fortune, quote unquote, as a starter ship, I don't think, but this one they did say this was a starter. So do you think that's a cool thing that they did, or do you think it might have been better for them to do Drake's version of the Prospector?
All right. Well, first, I don't think the Fortune is a different version of the Vulture.
Okay.
I think it is a scaled back. I think, it has the benefit of the external cargo, but everything else is less than.
Okay.
Right? It only has one head. So you lose a lot of efficiency. You lose, and while losing that efficiency, you also lose the flexibility. Man, when I go Vulture, salvaging, I can get almost 36 SCU of salvage on that thing. Where on the Fortune, you're stuck with what's in the buffer and what's on the outside, right?
Yeah.
So with this guy, I think it's great, right?
Okay.
We've got plenty of choices for anyone who wants to do combat. We've got plenty of choices for anyone that wants to run cargo. We've got choices upon choices for every other single type of career, as long as they're combat and cargo running.
Right.
So them flushing out and giving you choices in different entry points into into the industrial space, whether you're mining or salvage, I think it's great. And I think, I mean, we already know, right? We have been told that there is a RSI salvage starter coming, right? That I think will be more akin to the Golem.
The Golem.
Now, the Golem being the same SCU as a prospector, I think it's fine, especially since the prospector has shown that there's a little bit of flexibility in the actual capacity of that thing. Folks have been able to add a lot of space
Intended
on that thing.
or intended
or
because if not, then it's the same.
That's currently how it is. I'm sure. I'm sure somebody will see it and detect fun.
Maximum fun.
Okay.
John Crow, I'm looking at you. I'm kidding, Colossal. Chill out. Somebody's gonna, I'm sure they'll patch that out and whatever. But
Okay.
it is, but I think it's just choice.
Okay.
It's just.
I am
Yeah,
very
fair.
happy to be here.
I had some conversations with some folks about it, and I kind of viewed it as there are players who, entering into the game with the starter ships many of the starter ships that we had, whether it's from the old days of the Aurora and the Mustangs and stuff, there weren't many career entry ships. And for someone like me, like I'm into mining big time. If I came into Star Citizen right now and I saw there was a starter mining ship, I really would consider buying it, right? Versus buying one of the other starter ships. Because I'd want to start out doing that. That's the thing I want to do in Star Citizen. So I may not want to do box missions. That's the normal entry thing, right? Go out and do some box missions and get some money that you can get something. But this is actually me coming into the game doing a career that I actually like doing. And for the price point, like I honestly overpriced this. I thought this thing was going to be around 85, 90 bucks. And then when I saw what the price was, I was like, oh, I see where they're going now. They're keeping this right at that starter entry point for people, like you said, Meg, who are coming into the game. And this gives them that avenue. If they're into industrial mining thing, this is where they may start, So interesting thing there. Have you guys flown the ship? I have not. Once again, I haven't been in it. Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty nimble.
Okay.
It's nice.
Okay. How did you feel about
I have a prospector.
Okay.
And it's like me, it's like say, hey, you got an F-150. Do you want to go drive a?
Yeah. Well, I meant just I meant more if you had even tried it. I didn't mean necessarily buy it or got one in ownership, but I know that they had given it to us to monkey around with, so I just didn't know. I hadn't even been in the thing. I was just wondering how it was. I know there's some concern about the limitations in relation to the heads and stuff, but to me that's fine because that gives you the motivation to move up to something else later on. I think ships should have a certain level of limitation to them. I think you should be able to do some tweaking to them, but in this particular case, my understanding, the mining head on here, you don't have the flexibility that you have on like a prospector or like a mole. So, and that's at that price point. Yeah, at that price point, fine, as far as I'm concerned, Okay. Let's see. After the Drake Golem, let's talk about the other interesting piece. We'll run the video for this one too. This one's a little bit longer, so it's about 4 or 5 minutes or 6 minutes, but let's talk about this one when we'll come back. Let's see, let's get some recognitions here. Town Scott, thank you so much for that follow. Alpha Rod 75, also thank you for the follow. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Let's see what we got.
The Atlas is a power suit that assists players loading cargo into their ship with a tractor beam.
So it's supposed to work as a cargo carrier in your personal hangar to move giant boxes around. Now we are introducing the Atlas Geo, and that is a mining mech.
The Geo's beam is a vehicle mining beam.
But with the press of a button, you can reduce the power to fit the expected power of an FPS mineable. The Geo does not have the regular tractor beam, it only comes with the mining arm and the mining laser. But the biggest improvement or the biggest addition that the Geo will have is a giant backpack.
It's like one of the regular cargo boxes. You can just pop it in. It'll fill it with ore as you mine.
And it's got a little multi-tool storage on the bottom where you have your multi-tool, mining gadget, and the big FPS tractor beam.
You can also bring spare containers. So once the container on your back is full, you can then detach it and replace it with a new one. But the most unique thing about the Geo is a new functionality: jump and hover.
So the jumping is my favourite bit of it. It lets you jump quite high. You've got to charge up the jump first, of course, but then you can leap quite big distances.
You can enforce the jump or simmer down the jump or the landing process by firing the thrusters.
You can press space to jump and then keep pressing space or hold it to give a thrust and kind of fly.
While you're in the air, you can maintain a small hover. You can adjust your aiming as you're landing. If you get stuck in a ravine or something, you can jump out to escape.
It's hilarious. It's fun.
We also did some updates to the existing Atlas, so it has now a health bar integrated into the frame, so you always see the health status of your Atlas. It also has a battery slot now, not used as of now, but will be used once the engineering gameplay comes in. And apart from that, we did some tweaks to the animations, so there are some death animations that we now have.
We've added some small thrusters that allow you to land a little bit more gracefully when you're falling from a cliff, or when you jump out of a ship, or falling from a greater height. I'm a vehicle artist, but I love big robots just as much.
It's much smaller than the Rock, so you can compact it back in the cargo bay of a bigger ship much easier. I personally enjoy it more because it's a big stompy robot.
So we hope that you are excited for the new Atlas Geo. We are really happy to give it out the way it is right now. It gives us also some opportunity to revisit some of the FPS mining and RC mining. And we are happy to continue developing or continue improving or expanding on the Atlas going forward.
Okay. Any thoughts? Gomab, I'll go to you first on this one. The Geo. Argo Atlas Geo.
Hey, I like it. I like the mechs. Right? I like what they're doing. They're bringing them out, giving some variety. I like that there's gameplay where they're useful now. I'm excited. I mean, because they've got the regular Atlas with the tractor, they got the Geo, and then you see in Wickelow's thing where they got the FPS Atlas in there. I put in chat, I would love to see dash jets, right, where it can kind of like dash side to side or forward and back, right, on a charge or something like that. I'd love to see what they can do with this platform. But what I'm really curious about is this going to be it for the mechs in this game? Because I know we were, there was always the Titan suit thing that we were always talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Is that going to be something different? Or are they about to slap a size 1 repeater on an arm for the Atlas and be like, here's your Titan suit, enjoy. So I don't know. Listen, I like it though.
Yeah. Meg, what about you? What do you think?
I love it. I haven't really been taking the boxes out of it. It's been kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I don't understand why. It's nice that you can just open the box. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people would want to swap out the small boxes. You can just pull the inventory from the box and then put it into something else and keep the box inside. But I like it. I love ground mining. Curious. I think somebody said that you're supposed to be able to use the thrusters in space. Like that was like a known issue or something. But I'm unsure if that's real or if anybody like that or something knows. But yeah, I like it a lot. You don't have to have. Actually, I'm not sure if you can use this on the bigger rocks. So obviously the rock still has its place, but you can fit this in so many things. There are new mining resources besides the ones that are in the Hathor caves.
Okay.
If anybody's seen those around, so it's kind of cool to like maybe you're not doing mining, but you just have it in the back of like your Valk or something just in case. I like it a lot. I like all the atlases. I'm excited for what's next. Maybe salvage or something.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love what it does, but I was disappointed at some of the implementation, and it's only because I don't completely understand the design on the Atlas. I have always hoped that this would be more of a modular piece, so that that right arm could be a tractor beam, and then you could swap it out for a laser or swap it out for a this or for a that. Because there's still this curiosity about that left hand Argo that has the pad on it, but that pad is also on several other Argo vehicles. And so I'm always wondering, what is this pad for? Is it magnetic to hold something? Does it do something? So I really want to see how this Atlas thing is going to flesh out, because to Gomab's point, why not have a laser in both hands, right? You know, or why not be able to put a laser in one hand and a tractor beam in the other? But for some reason, they've made the mechanic stay on that right hand, and then that left hand still has that pad. So I'm curious to see what Argo's future design elements will be that will bring greater value to this thing. Because if it was modular, the $40 thing would be way more valuable to me, but to buy different ones at $40, I mean, I'd rather earn it in game anyway. But I'm just saying, if they make this thing modular in some way, then to me, the value of it increases dramatically. So that's my only personal beef about it. But I love what it does. I'm just curious about where they're trying to go with the whole art. You said the grabby hands, right, prisoner? Let's see where they go. Yeah.
Griff, I feel like I'm channeling my inner Togi here.
What's that?
They're not doing that because then
I know this. I sell. Yeah, but I
only sell one Atlas.
I'll put it to you this way.
And then,
I get what you're saying, but my feeling is this: when the Atlas came out and I saw it, I said, "Oh, that's really cool. I'll buy. I hope they do a 3-pack. I'll buy 3 of these suckers, right?" But when I saw the price for one and I saw it did one thing, I was like, nope. Now, if these suckers were modular, I'd buy 3 of them in a heartbeat. I would. And you could still charge me for the parts. If you want to tell me, hey, if you want a laser thing, it's going to cost you $10,000 at the mining store, or you can pay $5 for it. I'd even do that. But to have these 8 different mechs that all do 8 different things lined up in my hangar is crazy to me.
That's 8 different $40 mechs that people will be
that's $240. Right? I hear you. I hear you from a business standpoint. I hear you. You know,
that's the model. Right?
Yeah, I get it.
There's a lot of examples of that.
Yeah.
In the game, right? Why are there so many different Vanguards?
Well, variants, I get. Yeah, and I hear you. Because I remember originally that was supposed to be a thing. The Avenger was supposed to be modular. The what do you call those things? The Wardens then were supposed to be modular. And I get it. But you know what? The Prisoner just came up with a thing. Well, sell the modular one for $100. You know, if you want the modularity, buy the $100 one. I don't know. But I get it, dude. I get it.
Sell all of them for $200.
They're right. I can buy a 20-pack, right? buy a 5-pack. Buy a 5-pack for 20. Yeah, for 200. Yeah.
Big Daddy Chris needs another yacht.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, I know. I just don't want to have like 8 different mechs, and I'm trying to figure out which one is the one that does the. You know. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see where. I do believe that they're going somewhere. But let's go back to your point, Gomaba mentioned about the battle thingy, the suit. And there was a lot of speculation because, from my understanding, in the Emporium, there is this suit-looking thing. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
No, it's basically it's an Atlas that instead of it being open in the front, it's closed in. You got like a window that you can look out of. I'm curious how that's gonna work. And it's got a gun strapped to it on the arm instead of a tractor beam or instead of a mining laser. It's got a gun on it.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. I think that's going to be super fun. You know, and here's what I do. I got enough store credit that I'll probably buy it out of the store, and then when it becomes available in game, I'll melt it and then buy it in game. Just keep it run like that's how I did with the original Atlas, and that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I did with the Geo. That's what I'm gonna do with that one, and I think it'd be fun. I like them giving us options on how to engage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. You know, we were talking about this last night with some folks. The fact that Wicklow is set up to not be about money, but about trade, right, and exchange. And who knows what that suit is, right? A lot of people thought it was going to be the April Fool's joke for this year, right? But who knows what it's going to be? Does that become something later on that, you know, the Banu have and you can earn and get that way? Or is it something that we will have recipes for later for crafting? Or is it just some weird thing that somebody threw together and threw into Wickelow's shop? We'll have to find out where that's going to go. Is that going to be the suit, the power suit that we were looking for back in the day? Don't know. You know, really don't know. But we'll see. You know, we will see what that leads to ultimately. I think crafting might be the key. Yeah, could be. All right, let's hit the very last item here on our list. Well, actually, it's 2 items, to be honest with you. The Volt AR Parallax and the Quartz. The Parallax, correct me if I'm wrong, the Parallax is the rifle and the Quartz is the Quartz another rifle or is it a pistol? Or do I have them in reverse?
It's supposed to be an SMG, and it's
an SMG.
I don't think it's in game yet. I don't think the SMG is in game yet.
It isn't, right?
Parallax.
Just the Parallax is, right? Okay, all right. Have you, Meg? Have you tried this thing yet? The
Parallax, yeah. Parallax, yeah.
Is it any good? Sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It's nice in groups of NPCs or players, because they kind of like lightning strikes.
So is this like the other one? Is it like the what's it called? The other one that does lightning. What's the other one called?
No.
I use it all the time.
The sniper rifle. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. What's the name of the? Thank you. Adscav. Thank you for.
It's such a weird word.
Yeah, I know. Is it like that or different?
No, it's different.
Okay.
That's like a sniper, right, or a rifle, and Parallax is like.
I mean the effect.
An assault rifle, but it'll overheat if you just continue shooting.
Oh.
You have to manage the heat.
If I'm not mistaken, the Adscav is non-fatal. It's supposed to stun them.
Nope. Maybe that's what it's supposed to. It'll kill you.
Okay.
It will kill you. But I mean, don't get me wrong. When I say is it the same, I'm not talking about in the sense of type of rifle. I'm talking about the effect that it does. Are both of these? They're not. Okay. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, it's different. The Parallax is cool. It's strong. It shoots like a normal, you know, AR type rifle at first. You know, it shoots projectiles, and as it heats up, powers up, and then it turns into a lightning bolt, and then it overheats.
Oh, okay.
But it's strong.
Is it based on range? Is it based on range? Like the further away you are, the weaker its attack, and closer you are, the stronger.
Well, all the guns are they have a damage drop off in the optimal range.
Okay.
Now, there is one, and I'm hesitant to say this. There is one huge benefit from running this gun.
Mm-hmm.
The ammo has no weight, nor does it take up space in your bag. Right now.
For now. Yeah. For now. Okay.
So you can literally carry 1,000 rounds in your bag and still continue looting.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's a bug. That's a bug.
I got you.
Feature.
So I'm telling this for informational purpose only. I don't want people to go out and do this.
Yeah.
No exploiting.
I mean, if they lose all that ammo, someone's taking it.
Oh yeah, somebody else. So when you'll become a loot pinata, and somebody else will be like, "Ooh, 1,000 rounds of parallax."
right.
So,
Okay, all right, okay. But like you said, that's probably going to get taken care of eventually. So okay, very cool. All right, you guys give a thumbs up to the parallax then, huh? Just gotta monitor when you're using it. Is that basically what it comes down to? Yeah.
Griff, one thing I just want to make sure the people here are aware of something. It's kind of going back to something we talked about earlier ago, but I just got a reminder of it. Tier 0 is supposed to protect your armor and loot and stuff like that from people taking it. There is a current situation in the game where people can take your stuff, and I want people to be aware of this. I want this community, the Soul citizens, to be aware of this. If somebody knocks you out, right, and doesn't incapacitate you, if they knock you out, they are still able to loot your stuff. So be aware of this.
Even
So
if you're just knocked out, and you're going to get back up.
Then backspace immediately. That's the only way to save the armor that is on armor and guns that are on you. People can still loot you, and you wake up naked and wondering how. Is because while they had you when they had you knocked out, they were able to pull all your stuff off.
Can you explain, just for those people who may not know the difference between those two things? Please explain knocked out versus incapped.
Well, incapacitated, if somebody shoots you and you're down and you're bleeding out and you've got a timer, an hour or whatever, and before somebody can come and, hit you with a med pen or med gun, that's one thing. There's another non-lethal takedown that you can do, usually middle mouse button or something like that, where you're
beat 'em up.
You're knocked out, but you will eventually get back up. While you're down, before you get back up, you can be looted, and your stuff can be taken.
Okay. Safety tip of the day.
But the medical gameplay.
Yeah, Captain Jones. Captain Jones is a.
He goes in punching. He doesn't even take a weapon with him. He just goes in punching.
Middle
That's his
mouse
routine.
is your friend.
Yeah. There are also many ways that you can lose your armor, so don't think that tier 0 is saving you 100%.
Okay. That's good to know.
Dang it. I think I told the pirates that too. Pirates, don't listen to what I said.
I'm about to be punching people out, I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. Well, this has covered a lot of stuff. Yeah, we've covered a lot of stuff here today in 4.1, and hopefully you all have had a chance to dabble in it. If you haven't, like me, hopefully within the next few weeks you guys will get a chance to jump in and try some of these features that we talked about today. I'm very curious about the doing the drill thing with the station. So Captain Jones, you got to get us going on Soul Stations. You're going to have to pull something together for us, because we're going to have to give that one a shot, because that sounds like something that's going to be fun for a group of folks to get together and do. Yeah. Okay.
Jump in with Test Squad, Griff.
Yeah, I know, but we said we starting Soul Station here and getting our folks doing some things, so I got to do something here too. So
let me know.
I was at Test the other day.
Soul Station.
Oh God, lefty? No. Lefty, yes, but yeah. Be careful. You got to be real particular about who you bring.
Now, I will say, I've said things about Test, but we have been working,
having fun.
Training.
You having fun.
We have been training, and we are getting better.
We are having fun, and that's good. I've been in Test since 14. God, it's been 10 years, 11 years. God. Yeah, anyway. Thank you guys for all that you guys shared today. Meg and Gomab giving us some good background on 4.1 for those of you who haven't had a chance to explore all of the features. Just a couple of, let's see, did we have any questions? I think we were okay. Completing requests.
I will say just one more thing.
Sure.
To anybody who did hear the explanation and thinks that this is like totally not doable for them, I will say, if anything, there is tier 0 right now, so now is the opportunity to still just go out there and try. I've been there solo and ran into somebody who was flashing their light, and they even like showed me where to find stuff and did not kill me. Obviously, that is not 100% always going to happen, but you never know. Just as much as it could be a bad time, it could be a good time.
Yeah.
The game is out there.
Hey,
Go,
if you
go play.
see another player, just assume that they're going to murder you. Okay, don't go in there thinking that they're going to be friendly because they're probably not.
Probably
Or
not.
they are.
Or they are. Yeah. Some of us give folks benefit of the doubt, and we pay a high price for it. So just.
I mean, that's
be
what
aware.
I'm saying. There's not really a price. You're already dead. You're just gonna be dead, and then you're gonna wake up in your armor.
True.
Just don't bring stuff with you.
Yeah.
Go there to
Risk
loot,
right
and if
now,
you die,
the biscuit ain't that big.
you lose what you just looted, and that's it.
That's
It's not
it.
really a loss. It's
Yeah.
time.
That makes sense. Okay. Awesome sauce. Well, let's see. Let's talk about. Oh, we got some things to talk about very quickly. Again, thank you guys for being here, who hung out with us. Those of you who came over from the raid, we appreciate you that you hung out with us today. Just a couple of quick announcements. Some of you all know that we've been supporting and sponsoring an upcoming event called Quantum Vegas. That is going to be held on July the 12th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are so looking forward to seeing you guys there. Soul Citizens is actually sponsoring one of the sections in there. We're doing this new thing that they're doing called the Quantum Vegas Awards. Quantum Vegas Machinima Awards, where we are going to be awarding several community people from the Star Citizen community for machinimas that they've done over the years, as well as an actual live awards presentation that we're going to do for machinimas that have been released in 2024. So hopefully you all will be able to check that out. Going to show you a quick promo video for it, and then we're going to wrap things up here.
Citizens of the Verse, get ready. This summer, the ultimate Star Citizen community event lands in Las Vegas.
Join me Saturday, July 12th at Area 15 in Las Vegas, Nevada for an unforgettable day celebrating Star Citizen and the incredible community that makes it all possible.
Panels, special guests, giveaways, and more. There's even a bar citizen the night before.
This is the Star Citizen event you don't want to miss.
Seating is limited and tickets are on sale now, but they won't last, so secure yours before they're all gone.
For tickets and information, visit quantumvegas.space and follow our social media on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Quantum Vegas 2955. By the community, for the community.
Alrighty. So hopefully, again, check it out, quantumvegas.space. I know I'm going to be there. Meg, I think, did you say you were going? Did I see something you posted the other day?
I'm gonna try my best.
You're trying? Okay, I thought I saw something where it seemed like you were kind of leaning toward maybe coming out. I hope you can make it.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, all right. Gomob, I know you all over the world. You're a world plant traveler. I don't know if you're gonna make it out there or not, but you always got something going on.
Look, it's hey, I'll tell you like I tell my friends. It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar. Okay, that's fair.
And it's not just on my calendar. It's on the family calendar.
Okay, well that's even better.
Makes it real.
Yes, it does.
If it ain't on the calendar,
forget it. It's a pipe dream. I hear you. It's a pipe dream at that point. Well, yeah, we are looking forward to being there. And there are for those of you who maybe were thinking about going to CitizenCon, hey, this is another opportunity to come together with community. Paul Shelley is going to be one of our speakers. Natronics, who does the EE Studios work, is going to be one of our speakers. Let's see. Who else is our speakers? Tyler Whitkin. Xylo is going to be there. Sean Tracy is going to be there. Galactica is going to be there. I think The Poets is now coming. He's going to be there. And these are all folks that are working with us together to pull this event off. So hopefully you guys can join us. So check out the website. Think you can come. It's going to be at Area 15. Fabulous venue that's fairly new in Las Vegas. And hopefully you guys will be able to join us there for that. Okay. Let's get ready to wrap things up. Talk about what we got going on next week. Let's see. Next Sunday, our mystery show. It's a mystery show because Griff didn't get time to put the graphics together for it. Our show next week is called The New Kids on the Block. And we're going to be talking about the new vehicles and ships that CIG has released since 2024 through 2025. We haven't had a chance to talk about them on the show. We're going to talk about their roles in the game and maybe some new things that CIG is proposing for this year. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us next week for that. Also want to make an updated announcement regarding Lore Lighthouse. We had hoped to start that this month, but Lore Lighthouse is going to begin in the month of May. That's going to be our new lore-based show that's going to be hosted by Serious Fun. So we're going to give you more details to that as we get closer to it, hopefully toward the end of this month. But that'll be starting in May. So we'll look forward to doing that. Other than that, I want to say that is all we have. Is there anything else? Oh, yoyoMeg, tell people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitch at yoyoMeg, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time.
Okay. And Gomab, where can people find you? You've already told us you're over at Test and you're here. Where people can find you?
You can find me in the verse. Either I'm with the Test Squad, Best Squad, or I'm with Black Star Legion. You know, we're playing the game. We're having a good time, and you can see me here. You know, I'm if I'm not hosting, I'm always lurking.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and we had Black Star Legion on last week, right? They did their piece for the organization show, which was really kind of cool. So, yeah, definitely hope that you guys can connect with them anytime you can, support them. And thank you once again for being here this week. We are going to be sending you guys over to Angry PC Tech, who is streaming right now. Looks like he's doing some devious stuff in the Star Citizen where he's got a grenade in his hand. So when you get over there, let Angry PC Tech know that you came over from the Soul Citizens. Once again, for everybody who followed today, subscribed, hung around, we really, really appreciate you. And as we always tell you each week, take care of yourself, stay safe, peace, love, and soul. We will see you soon. Take care.